MMA Junkie is in Boise, Idaho this week, where the CenturyLink Arena right behind me, and which should really consider leaving its lights on at night, plays host to Bellator 205 McKee versus McKee this Friday night. In the main event, you have undefeated featherweight AJ McKee taking on Brazilian veteran John McKee Teixeira. Now, McKee was originally supposed to take on former champion Pat Curran in what was to be the Mercenaries' biggest test to date. Unfortunately, injuries scrapped those plans. Now you get the veteran in Teixeira. So what's at stake for AJ McKee? Well, he says, listen, quite a bit. That perfect record means a lot to me.
At the end of the day, I always got something to lose, you know, and that's that O in the record. So every fight I take is the same, man, and I just train to my best and put faith in my teammates that they prepare me right for these fights and go in there and do what I do best and just put on a show.
So what else matters on this card? Well, quite a bit in the middleweight division, where you have two of the best grapplers in the weight class taking on each other, with the undefeated Rafael Lovato Jr. meeting the surging John Salter, who's on the best run of his career. Now, both men here are aware of each other's grappling pedigree, yet both believe they have what it takes to get the job done.
We're definitely gonna do some violent hugging, as I like to call it, and wrap each other up, and we'll see what happens from there. It'll be exciting, but I train with the best and I fought the best, so I'll be very confident even when we hit the ground.
I can go to the ground with these guys. I am that level in jiu-jitsu now, so I'm not afraid to go there, and I know that a lot of people are wanting to see that high level in MMA and see it work against another high-level guy. So, I'm not afraid to be there with him.
Potential title implications there at middleweight, no doubt. So, listen, who else caught my attention this week? Well, it's hard not to like Denise Holt. She is the reigning Bellator kickboxing world champion and a judo black belt as well. She is turning her attention to MMA for the time being, and she is traveling into Veda Arteaga's backyard here in Boise, but she is not intimidated by the moment one bit.
Well, I see a lot of weakness points in her stand-up game, so I hope that she gets her gear up. And yeah, if you want to go to the ground, also for me, no problem, but for sure this fight is a win for me.
It was also great to see Roger Huerta back and in good spirits. Huerta admits that he hasn't always been laser focused in his career, but right now is determined to be a world champion.
I've been doing this for 15 years, and in the end, the sound of my name next to being a world champion is what I want at the end of the day, and so that the day that I get to reach that, I can let this to rest.
When Bellator hosts an event, there's always a prospect or two you need to keep an eye on. For me this week, it's two athletes competing both under Henry Hoost's tutelage. First, you have the towering heavyweight in Steve Mowry making his Bellator debut. You also have Hungary's Adam Borsik's undefeated, looks like a real stud in the featherweight class. He's fighting on U.S. soil for the very first time. It all goes down this Friday night in Boise, Idaho. It airs on Paramount Network, streams for the first time on DAZN, or you can just stay tuned to MMA Junkie all week long for all the coverage you need.